Hello everybody and welcome back to Alan Wake. So, been a little bit, for you guys at least, not really for me. I guess we're just supposed to head for the train. Who's calling me?
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She
Yeah.
said it wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Yeah, no, there was multiple issues with that. It's super quiet for some reason.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Okay, so beware of whatever bridge we come across, because there's going to be a pipe on it. Yeah, I'm not even going to question these anymore, because so far there hasn't been a single thing that was wrong about them. Oh, shit! Okay, I knew there was breathing around here. But I didn't know where. I was sitting. I walked over here, and I was hearing the breathing sound. I was just like, "Is there something that I need to worry about over here? Like, what's going on?" And then, like, I just see him just like. It wasn't even a jump scare or anything. It's just literally wasn't even a jump scare. It was just I was on edge from listening to the breathing. Okay, so we need to catch a train. I believe that's the thing that we need to do, is catch a train or two. Quest objective says reach train depot.
Up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Okay, so it's not usually that the book, like the manuscript pages, actually just tell me about something that's happening right now. They usually tell me like afterwards or something. But I believe that is the pipe that's going to try and kill me.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Yeah, of course it was. It is. Okay. I don't know what's going on here, like, because it's a lot more stuff being thrown at me than I expected. And the funny thing is, the breathing that I was talking about earlier, it's actually Alan breathing, it seems. Like, so I was thinking of that breathing and concerned that it might have been something dangerous. And no, it put me on edge, and it's Alan breathing. Okay, now we can get out of there. So the things that the darkness directly controls, they can die instantly to light. Like, if I interfere with them with light, they die instantly. Just because the only thing giving them sentience is, well, not sentience, just allowing them to move is the darkness in this case. I'm glad I didn't get that one thrown at me. That looks like it might explode.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Okay, so we're going to essentially abandon someone to the darkness.
As a teenager, just started
I wonder who it is.
in writing. Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Okay, now we have a heavy flashlight, but what's the difference between this and the other one? Other than, you know, this one is probably better. But yeah, no, directly mentioning the author that inspired your games seems like a questionable move. Especially because I don't think they got explicit permission to use his name, which would sort of result in some issues there. Gotta make sure we grab everything we can, because the game isn't really kind about stuff all the time. I can't tell if the heavy flashlight, the only difference, like, if it's actually more efficient about, it's how long it takes to get rid of the darkness on them, or if it's just, it holds more charge before something happens. I do hate how Alan starts running. He always starts with the dodge. If you're close enough to combat. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on, and I have to agree with Alan. I was getting the same feeling when his wife called. I was like, the way she's talking doesn't make any sense. Y'all heard the breathing? No, it's creaking. It's not breathing. This time.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Okay, so there's gonna be a situation where we're gonna yank on a flare. Still can't tell if it's creaking. But, yeah, no, his wife did seem kind of odd when she called. Boss fight, right? Yep. Our boss this time is a trailer. Alright, now we can focus on our friend here. No, we can't, because I should have focused on it a bit more from the beginning. The other enemies don't matter a ton, but something that does absolutely matter is getting rid of that. So, first things first. Okay, there we go. Boss fights all good and dealt with. We died once, and then the second time I didn't die because I learned my lesson. That's what we're gonna go with, is that I learned my lesson, and that's why I didn't die. So yes, I'm thinking that the heavy flashlight just has more battery to it than the other flashlight did. Oh, I'm supposed to just take the car. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Alrighty.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
It's like I'm not hearing music. It's weird. There, music.
The coal mine wasn't far now.
The scenic shots are nice, but they feel pointless. Because I'm not exploring any of this area that looks beautiful. I'm always going through...
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
True. But it's like anytime we're actually getting to explore these areas, they're not those scenic shots. Well, one, we're on the ground, but also most of the time when we actually are exploring areas, we're doing it in a time when most of the distance is fogged out by darkness, undulating like this. Just, it's like, I can see your face. Sort of part the fog sort of scenario. Yeah, it was a stupid example, but it what do you all think? Like, is it the kidnapper that we're going to lock outside of this lodge that the previous manuscript mentioned, or it could also be Nightingale that we lock out of the lodge, whatever lodge the manuscript was talking about. But I've come to realize the manuscripts are never wrong. They give you an information that makes situations seem different than they are sometimes, but they're not necessarily ever wrong. So it does, like, and what do you think? Is Alan's wife sort of controlled by the darkness, or is she looking in on this story from the outside? There was a comment before that Alan is writing in a psychotic break, and that this is all in his head. So continue on that theory, if you will, like, if you think that's still true, or if you think it's more like the way the original writer was, the one who originally had the house on the lake, and his wife, and how the darkness took control of his wife over time to influence what he was writing. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting there. Regardless, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below to show your support for this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting the bell beside it, the subscribe button, so that you will be notified anytime I upload a video or go live. We are going to play a lot more Alan Wake. I do plan to finish this game, even if I do have issues with it. And remember, smile. You just had fun watching a video, didn't you? Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.